In education, the terms assessment, measurement, and evaluation, these three are interrelated terms because they are synonymous, and we used to say sometimes measurement, sometimes assessment, and sometimes evaluation. That is, when we conduct a test, we assume that we are measuring the student's achievement, and when we are conducting test, we used to say I am assessing the student's knowledge, isn't it? And sometimes we used to say I am going to evaluate the student's outcome in this particular subject. Like that, these three terms are interrelated, that is measurement, assessment, and evaluation. These three terms are interrelated. So, but actually, they seems to be interrelated, but there is a slight difference in the meaning of the terms also that we are going to see in this lecture. That is, what is educational assessment, what is measurement, and what is evaluation. Suppose you want to know the weight of a substance. What will you do? You will measure the substance in kilograms and you say, this is 2 kilograms or 3 kilograms, like that. So that is called exact measurement. You are measuring a physical quantity or a physical entity and you are telling the weight, isn't it? Like that, it is easy for you to measure the weight, height, length, etc. These are all the physical measurements. So measurement, what is the meaning? We measure and we give the numbers, that is numericals. So measurement is the quantification. We assign the numbers when we measure something and we used to give the quantity in terms of numbers, isn't it? But in education, that is somewhat different. We cannot accurately measure the learning outcomes or the attitude or the interest or the knowledge or the skills. It is very difficult to measure, isn't it? That's why in education, measurement is nothing but we try to quantify the attributes that we are going to measure with the help of test, with the help of questionnaire, with the help of rating scales, etc. So assessment, what is assessment? Assessment is somewhat approximate and we accurately cannot tell something, isn't it? In education, for example, when we want to assess the skill, we will conduct some practical examination. And in the practical examination, we will say, oh, this student is very good. He is doing the practicals. He is conducting the physics practical or chemistry or whatever it may the subjects. We used to tell them that he is good and he is accurately doing that. And so we used to assess his skill and all. Like that, evaluation also with the help of measurement and assessment, we evaluate or we judge whether the students achievement level is good or not, whether the program is good or not, or whether the curriculum is good or not. We used to evaluate many aspects in education. So what I mean to say here, assessment, measurement, and evaluation, these three are interrelated terms. Now coming to measurement, I told you this is the process by which the attributes or dimensions of some physical object are determined. This is called measurement. And it is the process by which information about the attributes or characteristics of things are determined and differentiated. I mean, in this picture you see there are 6 bars, but each bar is of different length or different weight. So we will assign certain numbers. This is 100 centimeters, this is 50 centimeters, this is 40 centimeters. Like that, we differentiate the attributes. So in education also we differentiate some attributes like learning achievement, knowledge, motivation. Like that, we differentiate with the help of conducting measurement. So it is very difficult to measure in education, but we try to measure the attributes that we are measuring in education. There are many attributes that we can measure. Generally, we measure the student's outcome, isn't it, in the form of scores. There we assign the numbers 50%, 60%, like that. We give the we used to give the numbers, or we quantify the attributes. So in a big classroom, I told you already, the physical entities like temperature, that is electricity level, and other things we are measuring. It is accurate. We can measure somewhat accurately these physical entities, but mental entities, what we are measuring in education, they are not physical entities, they are mental entities. These mental entities are very difficult to measure, that we have to understand. So the physical entities are easy to measure, and mental entities in education, they are very difficult to measure, but we try to assign numbers, that is called educational measurement. So in educational measurement involves assignment of numbers, whereas in the evaluation process we measure and then we come to some judgment, or we used to value uh, that particular entity that we are measuring. For example, I want to evaluate the student's behavior, and I observe them in many situations, then I will come to a conclusion or judgment that the student's behavior, that particular student behavior is good and particular student's behavior is average. Like that, I used to label the students, or I use qualitative measurement, and I used to judge certain aspects. So that is evaluation. So the difference is measurement is quantification, whereas evaluation is qualitative aspect, or we are assigning some labels or judgments or some qualitative aspects that we are measuring. And this assessment involves many meanings. It is both measurement and evaluation also, then only we can assess. So now you can understand very well what is educational measurement. And in education we are measuring many aspects. Sometimes we measure students learning level, and we measure teachers teaching competence, and we will collect the data and we will analyze the data. In education there are many variables, there are lot of variables in education, but as teachers we used to always we measure the learning outcomes or the achievement level of the students. But in actually speaking, in education there are many aspects that we are measuring daily. So with the help of measurement, educational measurement, we collect the data and we analyze the data, and we will come to a conclusion or inference, and we tell about students behavior. So suppose if we want to measure any educational attribute, what you have to do first? First we have to come out with what we are going to measure, how we are going to measure, what is the procedure, what are the steps, what are the measuring tool, etc. For example, if we want to measure the temperature, we must have the thermometer. Then when we are going to measure the temperature, morning or evening, or are we going to measure daily? Like that we will have what we are going to measure. Then we will do that, and we will come out this month the temperature is like this. So there is variation in the temperature. Last week it was good, this week it is not, the temperature falls. Like that we measure and we will come out with a conclusion. In education also, what we are going to measure, first as teachers we have to identify, and how we are going to measure the, I told you in education they are not physical entities like temperature, length, breadth, weight, etc. So in education our variables are qualitative variables, or They are mental variables. So now we have to identify and define what we are going to measure. For example, I want to measure the interest of a particular student in mathematics subject. I want to know about it, or I want to measure. So what I have to do, if I want to measure the interest towards particular subject, which steps I have to do. Suppose that particular student is good in mathematics, studying well or listens well, like that I have to pinpoint how I am going to measure the interest of the particular student in mathematics. So identification, definition, then what are the steps, then I have to set a standard procedure, isn't it? In research and all, our variables are there are hidden variables. Directly I can't measure the interest of a student. I have to measure the interest of a student through many other variables, that is his scores, his listening capacity, his homework. Like that I have to assess all these steps. Then I can say this particular student has very good interest, high interest in mathematics subject. So when I want to measure something, I must be ready to measure it by determining what, how, what are the steps, what is the tool that I am going to measure it. Like that I must be ready. Then only it is possible to measure. Then, so now there are some definitions regarding measurement. So measurement is collection of information in numerical form, and I have to collect continuously, and there must be some record, there must be some data. When I collect the data only, I can come to the conclusion. So measurement is an act or process that involves assignment of numerical values and what we are going to test. So it involves quantity of something, isn't it? Now, how we can say that the measurement is good or not? Suppose if there is any false, any defect in my thermometer, I could not measure the temperature properly. Likewise, if there is anything wrong in the measurement tool that I am going to measure in education, then the measurement is not reliable. For example, I am conducting a test for third standard students, but my questions in the mathematics text for third standard students is not fitting to their age, to their syllabus, and to their interest. Then my measurement will be failing. So the qualities of measurement is very important. So any measurement in education, it must have validity, reliability, objectivity, and practicality. These four aspects are very important in any measurement, especially when we conduct any test. If the test has no validity, less in reliability, less in objectivity, less in practicality, that means my test is not constructed properly. So the measuring instrument here, the test is failing to measure the what it intends to measure. So for example, the teachers, we used to construct the question paper more scientifically, more practically, and more objectively. Suppose I am correcting the answer sheet, I am giving 60 marks. Another teacher corrects the same answer sheet and she gives 40 marks. Then the question paper is not valid, or that there is something wrong in the correction of the teachers also. So the measuring instrument in education, it must be proper. So it must possess all the qualities of good measuring instrument. So measurement is quantification, measurement is assigning numbers, and measurement is it must be done more scientifically. The tools that we use for measuring the mental concepts, that is the mental entities, achievement, most of the time we used to measure by the help of the test, and learning outcomes we used to measure with the help of the test. but how we are going to measure the behavior of the students, the character of the students, the interest of the students, that needs more scientific valid instruments. Okay, now coming to the concept of evaluation. So I told you evaluation is the qualitative aspect. Qualitative aspect is called evaluation. That is, we are valuing something. We are valuing something means we give the value. That is, when we go to the shop, we assess or we evaluate the things that we are going to buy. And we, for example, suppose you want to purchase a grocery item. Say for example, that is, you are going to purchase some turmeric, and we will take the turmeric and we will judge it, the color, we will judge the weight, and we will see the other aspects of turmeric. And next we will go to next shop, and also we will do the same thing. And after visiting 2-3 shops, we will come to the conclusion, this particular shop is good, it has good turmeric, it is fresh in color, it has very texture, and it has weight also. So this turmeric is good, isn't it? And that is somewhat not good, it is average only. In some shops it may be very poor in quality. So here we are evaluating. When we want to purchase anything, when we want to spend our money, we used to judge the things that we are going to purchase, and we will spend it, we will spend our time, then only we will go for purchasing, isn't it? Likewise, in education also we will evaluate. As students, they evaluate the teachers, they evaluate us, whether the teacher is good or not, whether the teacher is hardworking, whether the teacher has interest in teaching. Like that, the students are the best judges. And like that, we evaluate students' performance, how they are, how their character, how they behave with their friends, how they behave with the elders, how they behave with their parents. Like that, we sometimes evaluate. Like that, in education, we evaluate many things, many aspects, many variables. So, what is evaluation? Evaluation is nothing but assigning a value to a measure. That is, whether it is good or not, whether it is good, average, poor. So we are giving the judgment in the form of words. In measurement, we used to give the numerical index, but here we used to give the judgment in the name of words. So evaluation in education, we used to judge daily many aspects in our classroom, isn't it? So it is a continuous process. And how we judge the students' outcome? We judge them whether they are studying. We judge them, suppose a student is a master, is very good in studying, whether this particular student has understood that concept, this concept. Like that, we used to evaluate them against objectives of our teaching. So evaluation is nothing but assessment against the educational objectives, and evaluation is necessary to find out the efficiency of teaching and curriculum. Sometimes teachers are good, they will conduct the classes very shortly and also very efficiently. That means within a short span of time, they will handle the classes, they will make the students to understand. So it is essential to evaluate the curriculum, the teaching, and many aspects in education. So evaluation is a broad concept and all the domains, in all the domains. So how we can define evaluation? J.M. Bradfield, he says the definition, assignment of symbols to phenomenon in order to characterize the worth or value of the phenomenon with reference to social, cultural, and scientific standards. Here also, like measurement, we are assessing the phenomena, we are assessing the attributes, but we are giving the judgment or value of the phenomena against some standards. So what are the things that we can evaluate in education? We can evaluate many aspects here, like we can evaluate, suppose I want to admit my son or daughter in a school. I will evaluate the schools first, whether the school is good, whether the teachers are very good, whether the school is management is good, like that, infrastructure, everything I evaluate. So many aspects can be evaluated in education, that is institutions, teachers, curriculum, textbooks. Then we always, as teachers, we evaluate the learning objectives or teaching objectives. Whether as a teacher I have to evaluate myself, whether I am teaching up to the expectations of the students, whether I am meeting out the objectives of my teaching, whether my students are meeting out the learning objectives, whether they are good in knowledge or skills. Like that, I evaluate many aspects in education. Likewise, like a good administrator will evaluate the administration, isn't it? Administration is very essential, and always teachers, students, and parents, we evaluate students' progress. So that is also important. So what are the, now we will so just we have looked into the meaning of evaluation and what we evaluate, why evaluation is important. Now what is the process of evaluation? So we have to plan first of all what we are going to evaluate, what is the purpose, and how we are going to evaluate, how we are going to collect the evaluation data, then how to come to a conclusion or judgment. So these are the some of the steps in the process of evaluation. And after understanding the concept of measurement and evaluation, we can say whether it is measurement or evaluation in education, we have to do it very systematically. Whether it is measurement or evaluation, we have to do it in a systematic way. So evaluation is a systematic process. We have to use the right types of tools and techniques, isn't it? Standard tools and techniques. Physical entities, we have standard tools we can purchase from shops. Suppose I want to measure the blood pressure of a patient, or I want to measure the diabetics sugar level, I can purchase an instrument and I can measure properly. But in mental aspects like attitude, aptitude, motivation, self-respect, self-regulation, how to measure these mental concepts? So at that time we have to use properly the tools, isn't it? And so evaluation, it is a, we have to make use of proper tools and techniques. And in a measurement is somewhat accurate, somewhat objective. Suppose a person has 50 kg of weight, means the first weighing machine also will give 50 kg weight, and second weighing machine also it will give the same weight, 50.1 or 49.9, like that. So somewhat accurate. But when a teacher measures the motivation of a student, he gives some judgment, oh, he has high motivation. But another teacher comes out with some other judgment, no, that particular student has low motivation or average motivation. So evaluation is always subjective. We cannot say accurately. We can say only approximately. Then all the evaluation process are philosophical in nature. Philosophical in the sense there is variation. It depends on many aspects. So evaluation is qualitative in aspect, and we have to depend upon measurement, that is quantitative aspect also in evaluation. So after seeing the 3 internal tests of a student, then I can evaluate the student, oh, he is good, because in all the 3 tests he has scored good marks, first class marks. So evaluation is quantitative as well as qualitative, and also a value judgment. So for evaluation we have to get data from measurement only. The meaning of measurement is done by evaluation only. It gives the proper magnitude, that is the direction. After studying properly, that if the student pass out the test, all the tests, suppose the 5 tests are conducted, out of 5 tests, in 4 tests the test student does very well, then I can say the student progress is good because it gives the magnitude, then it involves the value and judgment. So these are the characteristics of evaluation. Why we need evaluation, measurement and all in education? Because it helps the teachers to come to a judgment. If the exams are not conducted, there is no promotion. Now we are living in this COVID pandemic era. 10th standard examinations were not conducted, and so we have to depend upon their quarterly and half-yearly marks, and we have to give sometimes whether students have written quarterly or not, we have to give pass or fail. There is now some sort of confusion prevailing among teachers and also among parents. So without measurement and evaluation, teachers and parents will not understand about the learning level of their students. So it helped the students, it helped the teachers and parents to come out with a judgment. So but for evaluation, there is no promotion for the students to the next level. Not only for getting the promotion, we always used to judge our students, but we fail to judge the teachers. We have to evaluate the teaching competency or the teaching attitude or the teaching aptitude of the teachers. That is also we have to evaluate. Suppose the learning outcomes of the students are not proper, means the teacher who is handling the classes may be not up to the mark. The teachers are failing in their duty. Suppose the student gets fail mark, means actually the student has not failed. Actually the teachers who are handling the classes are failed, isn't it? Even the good efforts taken by a teacher, the students are getting poor mark, means what is the reason? That we have to analyze. So evaluation is essential in each and every stage. Now we can say evaluation is a triangular process. What we are going to evaluate, that is objectives of teaching learning. How we are going to evaluate, and we are going to evaluate the methods of teaching, whether a teacher uses proper methods of teaching in the class. How we are going to evaluate, they are called tools and techniques of the evaluation, that is test, observation, scales, what and all we are using, that is tools and techniques of evaluation. And in what we are going to evaluate, sometimes the curriculum also. A student is good in mathematics, means the mathematics curriculum must be good, isn't it? Suppose after studying 5 years of English, to say from first standard to fifth standard, the students could not communicate properly in English, means something wrong with the curriculum, something wrong with the teachers. Sometimes something wrong may be with the students also. So evaluation is education is manifold. So what is the purpose of evaluation? That is, what is the need for evaluation? That and all we know very well, because it will give the effectiveness of a program. It will give help us to make some decision. Suppose after going through MET program, we can come out with very good teacher educators. We can mold very good teacher educators, means the program is good. So purpose of evaluation is to ascertain many aspects. So we can identify the students' progress level also. So now we discussed about what is evaluation and what is measurement. Now we can see the relationship between measurement and evaluation. So evaluation depends on measurement, and evaluation is a broad term which goes beyond the measurement also. And sound evaluation, good evaluation based upon the accurate measurement. Likewise, there is a strong relationship between measurement and evaluation, and measurement is a technique of evaluation, we can say, and tests are tools of measurement also. So there is a strong, but for measurement there is no evaluation. But for evaluation, there is no assessment of a program or assessment of curriculum. So all these terms are interrelated. And how evaluation in education is going on now? Are you satisfied with the present evaluation, or are you want to bring some changes in the evaluation and measurement process? Now it is online, we are conducting classes through online. Is it possible to conduct the classes examination online? How we are going to evaluate the student in online examinations? That and all, now we have to think. Now this time we can think about it. So what is the need and importance of evaluation also we have discussed a lot, and we have to come out with practical solution. We can't say that this procedure now, whatever the teachers are doing, whatever our authorities are doing is good. Suppose there is something wrong, you teacher educators or teacher event level students, you have to think and come out with very good suggestions and solution in measurement and evaluation. So dear friends, now we have discussed to some extent what is measurement, what is evaluation, etc. And you please go through the materials that I have given and come out with a lot of meaning definitions and relationship, characteristics, scope, everything, and prepare a very good assignment and discuss among yourself and come out with lot of ideas also. So thank you so much for listening to this video.